is music? How would we define music? Is music simply the average everyday tune we hear on the radio? Or is there a bigger picture to the spectrum of music as a whole? Ancient cultures, such as the Mayans and Egyptians, viewed music in a much larger spectrum. They believed music to be enchanting, and believed that it could bring us closer to others and enhance our relationship with the spiritual world. It was used for more than just listening, and was also used for sound healing. This assisted in connecting the individual to the correct harmonic within, which made these cultures balanced and in tune. These monumental pyramids possess within their construction a wealth of knowledge in astronomy and mathematics, which indicate that the builders were incredibly knowledgeable and filled with wisdom. The Great Pyramid is aligned with the exact point of the 30th parallel of latitude and longitude. The pyramids face precisely to the true north, south, east, and west. The passageways and chambers within the pyramids each contain within their construction a certain pitch or frequency that harmonically resonated together, which contributed to the uplift of the ancient Egyptian culture. They were sophisticated harmonic structures to enhance consciousness.
Typically, it really happens when I try and write music. I do that when, say for instance, I typically write for, like, say, like brass groups, like say like a duet trio, like I try to do quartets. But say for instance, I run into something where I'm thinking, okay, well, rhythm or a melody, it's not really going to go somewhere, or just like I totally can't think of where else to go from there. I just want to kind of end it.
I don't really look at it as a roadblock. I think of it like you got a song and you got to wait for the perfect section to go after it, right? So yeah, it's more of a, for me, a question of time than a question of, oh, you know, how am I going to finish this song?
I like to put myself in different environments to help encourage different thoughts, and also I like to explore more abstract and like foreign ideas related to physics, such as quantum entanglement and just things like that that get you to think about the world you're living in, and really things like that open up your view and cause you to think in a totally different way, and that can help you boost your creative process to a whole nother level.
mainly draw inspiration from my inner self. I have a lot of inspiration from other bands as well, but I think it's important to try and discover yourself or your own kind of sound and kind of experiment a little bit as well. Try and step outside the box, do something different than what's already been done. And so I basically just try and be original. I take inspiration from everything, actually, but in the long run, I just do what I can to try to be different from what's already been done.
I would say my inspiration comes partly from my wide interest of different styles of music. For example, like funk and jazz and rock. My other big source of inspiration would be politics and social issues and things like that, because I really would like my music to have an effect on society and to, help move forward out of some of the negative places we've fallen into.
What would you recommend to others to expand their creative horizons?
Oh yeah, that's a good question.
What would you recommend to others to help them expand their creative horizons?
I would recommend to do is actually get involved like with outdoors or nature, like just go outside, pretty much kind of like take walks around or something. Just pretty much like absorb like all the environment, like listen to all the sounds, and you might say find like a nice real melody one day, or it'll be like really peaceful. Say for instance, like when I was talking about creative roadblock, like say for instance you just want to kind of get out and maybe give you more like an inspiration outside. It will help you in that way. What I recommend to do though as well for creativity would be, say for instance like you're trying to write a certain style and you want to kind of incorporate another one, I would say listen, so many types of artists or composers, and just try to like adapt and kind of like mix their styles. Like say for instance Tchaikovsky's really heavy and Russian, Mozart's like really say light for instance, and it's not really as heavy and as brassy. So I would say for instance you want like a slow section, add a little bit of Mozart. You want a really heavy finish, adapt some Tchaikovsky's ideas and motifs.
I would say study a lot of ancient history, or what ancient cultures had to say about music, or their viewpoint, how they used it for sound, because there's a big spectrum to music as a whole. It's not just our average everyday kind of perspective that we kind of limit ourselves to. I think there's a big spectrum, or broad spectrum to music in general. Try and be inspired by all kinds of aspects of just society and what's going on in the political perspective. I think it's very important to have a message of what's going on in our current society to kind of move it forward as well at the same time. So. Music has the power to move people. It has the power to unite people into a harmonic collective conscious. It has the power to effect change. And if we collectively work together in a positive manner, we can work towards a better world and live our lives more in tune. Music and creativity are the most essential tools in working to build a better world.
But we are starting to wake up on a global level. We are becoming philosophically, spiritually, and politically awake. We are starting to see through the lies. The propaganda is beginning to not work on us. We are starting to understand how the illusion of finance works. We are starting to understand how the G20 only have any authority because we consent to it. When enough of you guys, when enough of the authority state, as in the police, start to realize, quit your jobs, start joining us, then there will be no one left to defend the very, very, very small group of criminals who attempt to poison and destroy our brothers. So all I ask you to do is please start questioning your reality. Start questioning the orders you are given. Start questioning the hierarchy, pyramids of control which treat you as sheep and cattle and henchmen. You're all children of the goddess. You're all beautiful and divine spiritual creatures having a human experience. You are not consumers, you are not numbers, you are not machines, you are not slaves. You are human beings. Please remember that. Thank you.